covered a shockingly low amount of DreamWorks movies on the Scene series. So let's fix that today. Megamind. This is one of those underperforming movies with a cult following nowadays. Truly ahead of its time and always with the superior form of a minion. But which scene is best? Which is the one that really changed the movie? Upgrading from a good movie to a great one, what with its theming, its narrative, its messaging, and its execution? Well, of course, to me, it has to be the first real fight between Megamind and Titan. Sure, I know, the scene everyone really likes to talk about is the Metro Man one. Look, they're there for a single frame. Did you see on the other side of the screen? Wow, gee willikers. But this one cuts right to the heart of the messaging and comes with quite the warning for the future. So for some context, in case you haven't seen this movie since it came out in 2010, Megamind is the supervillain of Metro City, and Metro Man is the superhero. But he's gone now. So without a hero to play a role, Megamind goes out of his way to make his own hero. After all, he isn't here for real villainy, it's more like a fun pastime for him. Being victorious isn't the goal, it's all about the banter on the side.
Your warranty is about to expire. Maybe I got an extended warranty.
And so through various events, technologies, and teachings, he created the Metro copycat, Titan. Created by upgrading the loser reject cameraman Hal, who's been the sidekick to the main love interest Roxanne through the front half of the movie. And though she has been warning Megamind of the dangers of this new Titan persona, Megamind is here to provoke the next city-sized battle.
It's time to go down with style.
And what better way to do it than with a gigantic, clearly evil mech to destroy the town. And of course, with some AC/DC in the background to keep things popping culturally and giving me a hard time finding clips I can actually play. And so he wreaks a little havoc, being so daring as to walk on the road, stand atop buildings, and calling out to Titan with provoking fireworks.
Challenge me, if you dare.
It's all about the presentation after all. But then, in a non-cliche turn of events, Titan doesn't show up. And a nice way to tell it by having the soundtrack just fade to the end of the song, time passing and all that. Very simple, very nice. So what's happening here? Why is Titan not keeping up that status quo? Well, upon going right up to his home, all Titan has to say for himself is...
Megamind, you're actually the guy I want to see. Also, there's a door here.
Why is this my humor? What is wrong with me? Anyway, clearly Titan isn't Metro Man, and it only becomes clearer when Megamind darts his eyes to the side of the room to see...
Where did you get it?
It doesn't belong to me.
Ruining the entire facade of hero versus villain and coming straight to the core message of empowering a guy like Hal. Superpowers don't necessarily make superheroes. But of course, Megamind wants his fight. He wants his oomph, his purpose in life as a villain. But when Titan offers up a deal like...
We could rule the city.
You want to team up?
That completely goes against what Megamind is after. After all, this is just meant to be some jovial fun to him. He's not genuinely evil, just kind of raised that way. Meanwhile, Toten's motivations have been pretty clear.
I only took the gig to get the girl.
He's only here for a reward, and to him, that reward is the woman he likes. Even when he was powerless, all he desired was his love interest, who he breached the boundaries of through sheer ignorance or disrespect. And when bolstered with powers, he took this all the steps further, trying to recreate his vision of a romantic, superpowered interaction whilst ignoring all the signs of disinterest and not taking no for an answer. A weak boy like this sees power as the be-all, end-all, the one thing that everyone desires and will be granted rewards for having, which just isn't reality. But to him, and many people like him, it is. He's not likable because he has power, he's unlikable because he is him. Whilst on the flip side, in a much less subtle manner, Megamind is composed as the new head of Metro Man, saving the girl as the hero of the city. And so he's disgusted that Titan is out for his own personal gain, disappointed by his own creation, but still, he wants his fight, so he will manipulate the field to have his little way.
I'm your space dad.
Revealing to Titan all the tricks up his sleeve. Space Dad was the form Megamind used to build Titan in his superpowered image, and with Titan a little more on edge over this method of deceit,
You tricked me?
Megamind takes it even further with...
I'm also the intellectual dweeb dating Roxanne.
All very true, and specifically the thing Titan was complaining about earlier in the scene, literally connecting to his fixation on Roxanne, and certainly likely to strike a bone. And you know exactly how well this is going to be received with a guy like Hal.
When I get my hands on you.
Yes, I know!
Finally, all the pieces are set for the reboot of a classic, hero versus villain fisticuff. Specifically what Megamind wants and hasn't had ever since living in a post-Markiplier world.
Oh god, how I've missed it!
An early first strike, unexpectedly landing mid-dialogue. Well, unexpectedly for Megamind. I think it's pretty clear to the audience how much Megamind is underestimating Titan here. And so he retorts with a jolly,
But evil returns with a backhand!
getting right back into it with his banterous back and forth, not too unfitting from that warranty talk from the start. Not that Titan has much to add other than... Though the camera does some fancy moves through the action, following Titan, having him evade the frame and zooming incredibly close on Megamind's portrait shot, before we get that classic composition of a sign complementing the foreground, as Megamind plays stealthy with a gigantic mech somehow, before we next come to a Scooby-Doo corridor type shot, tiptoeing road to road before sneaking up on our subject. Titan now adding to the conversation with,
I want to see what that big braid looks like on the pavement.
okay, a bit more R-rated in tone for this kid's movie. Yeah, it's a little dark, but one swift punch into a building will fix that. Not entirely sure if there's an extra gag here or if I'm just spoiled, but off he goes again.
You fell for the oldest evil trick in the book!
Provoking on the run and dodging punches like a pro. Megamind has the experience after all, switching our camera angle from head-on to side-on without cutting away. It's nice. Only to lean further into simple camera tricks done efficiently well with...
On guard!
where the momentum was built up in the pacing, only to twang it back down to static. Really feeling the weight of the hit, if either of these guys could actually feel pain. And now for those who aren't processing the themes with your eyes, we'll get it in dialogue as the fight turns into a sword fight with streetlights.
Time for some witty back and forth banter!
Megamind is playing an entirely different game, shouting out the names of his moves with every swing like a cartoon character, all the while Titan is just fighting for real, taking it entirely seriously and just about keeping up because of the gap in experience. Speaking of experience, come experience my other outlets, or subscribe if you haven't already. Still, Megamind is in genuine danger that he hasn't quite clicked onto just yet. And so, to bring this battle on the streets to a close, Titan eventually gets the classic upper hand.
This one's for stealing my girlfriend.
Always with the girl on his mind, as the camera does its classic tropes of slow-mo for impact, hurtling Megamind miles into the sky.
This one's for Space Dad making a fool out of me.
Genuine pain and sadness in his face, feeling humiliated as a great aggressor for someone who cares about weakness and power as much as him. And finishing up with sending Megamind through all the floors of a warehouse building. A true finale of a fight.
I thought that battle went really well.
But of course, we can all clearly see now that Titan is not here for the theatrics and the cliches. I mean, him landing at all already came with the next hit.
This one's for Space Stepmom. You lied to her.
Ironically, probably the first non-selfish frustration point, though it gets shoved under the rug.
You can take me to jail now.
Or like the morgue.
And there it is, empowering a sad man like Hal with the powers to do whatever he wants brews not heroics, but corruption. And Megamind has real mortal danger, the likes he's never had to genuinely concern himself about up till now. In a single sequence, Titan has fully revealed himself for all of his true colors, abandoning his post as a superhero, stealing for personal gain with little otherworldly concerns, and willing to murder for their own satisfaction over something as trivial as a disinterested romantic interest. And so the fight scene doesn't end there. Narrowly dodging the laser eyes of lethal intent, Megamind runs away for the first genuine time, like he has a protocol for such a thing in the first place, ejecting out of the rear high above the city for his bots to handle the fallout, now dragging him across the skies far less eloquently as the camera matches his uneasiness, Titan following smoothly, fueled by rage. A seriously horrifying thing to run away from. Camera skimming along the road as cars blaze past, Titan flows across the frame, and explosions are abound, hurtling Megamind to the floor one final time against the sorry sight of the emblazoned road, and Titan appearing from amongst the smoke. Ominous. And with one final initiative, a final saving grace, a literal cage to contain Titan, the sequence has finally ended. After all, Megamind learned from Metro Man. After hearing that
Your weakness is copper?
Megamind made this as a backup. Very Tony Stark.
Used to defeat Metro Man?
Well, there that goes. Titan's unrelenting determination to move forward and finish the job is actually horrifying. Unbridled and unmatchable rage that's seemingly invincible is just awful to think of having to run away from. And of course, with the city's understanding of characters, it's time for them to interact finally too.
What's your name, new hero?
Amongst a crowd of joyful onlookers, what is Titan's response to this sense of praise and adoration? You already know where this is going. He's got tunnel vision for one person, and he's too stupid to look for adoration that's actually easily found, albeit misplaced, elsewhere.
Oh, I wouldn't say free.
And so with that, we finally end our scene. No stitches? With any other scenes today? No. I really should have made this a month ago. Andrew Tate existed back then. But that to me is the scene that changed Megamind, for it is the penultimate display of Titan, our newbie turned antagonist, twisting up the medium in ways of deferring from the cliche tropes of classic battles, as well as hooking right to that theme of heroism and what it means to be a good, desirable person. Not to mention, it's just incredibly fun. The physics, the camera motions, the witty banter, even if it is just one-sided, and all in all, it's pretty ahead of its time. What with the archetype of HAL-like people being much more common these days than in 2010. My god, why has society gone downhill like this? Regardless, this is the scene that breaks the conventions of Megamind as a film and reintroduces it in a brand new light. And it's part of the many moving cogs that changes Megamind from a good film to a truly great one. So I hope you enjoyed. I love you too, random subscriber. Assuming you subscribed, by the way, you better have subscribed. But for now, I'll end it here. My name's been Dazz. You didn't really care. Yes, that one frame moment with a slow-mo Metro Man was pretty cool still. And I'll see you in a bit.